It's afternoon in others, evening in others. Wherever you are, good, excuse me, that time of the day or night. That's what I'm going to say. Because everybody is everywhere. Hey, y'all. Oh, goodness gracious. Good afternoon. So you are where it is afternoon. Good afternoon. See, good morning. I don't know what it is right now. I was up until 4 o'clock. I was like, whatever. I didn't get up until 11. I got up, I journaled, and I read. And then I looked at some TikTok and I was like, yep, nope, not going down this rabbit hole. So here I am. It's afternoon, morning. You know, I didn't wake up until later, so it's my morning right now. It is my morning, even though it's afternoon. I've been up maybe 2 or 3 hours, maybe. Good morning. Good morning. See, it's morning where Isabel is. Good morning. It's morning somewhere. It's afternoon somewhere, and it's nighttime somewhere. We don't know where everybody is. You hear me? We just moving on. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever you say is fine. Interesting. Interesting. Well, good to see you too. Did y'all relax yesterday? I took me a good nap and stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning making soup mix. And I'm on to trying to make powdered creamer today. I have some squash and stuff that I have to get done before it goes bad. I just been working. I've been working and not working. Yeah, I've been looking for you. Just found you on here. Well, I'm happy you did. Don't tell nobody else where I'm at. Keep it to yourself. If they find us, they find us. We ain't putting out no beacons. It's been up here going on 4 years now. If they find us, they find us. If they don't, they wasn't looking hard enough. That's what I say. Y'all think that's mean? It doesn't matter. We've been seeking, find, and you shall find has been our motto since the beginning. You hear me? You seeked and you found. Hey, baby. Hey, I was thinking about you today. I want to say you was in my dream last night. That's spooky. That's spooky. Now I know who's been paying attention. You're right, Janet. Y'all still think y'all teacher crazy? Anybody been hearing anything about TGD? Y'all know what TGD stand for? Never thought you was crazy. Y'all not gonna play in my face. Some of y'all did. Some of y'all did. When I get back on the app, I had to follow. Interesting. No. TGD is in dog. T is in Tom. G is in goat. D is in dog. Does anybody know? Thank you. I ask you to go watch documentaries about it. More than one time. Think about it, family. What y'all think? Tell me what you think it is, please. No, you can tell me. You can, yeah, but say it. The Great Depression. Have any of you all been seeing anything about the Great Depression on your social media or the news? Really? Really? What about your, none of your, really? What social media y'all watching? On my feed because I watch stuff, but I'm not in the new. Interesting. Hold on, what? It was on Chewy on TikTok was explaining the history of. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Family, how many times did we talk about the Great Depression here? Too many to count. Y'all agree? You see it on your feed? Okay. Me and my brother was talking to our great aunt Clara, that is 103, and she says she was 9 or 10, and she says things look familiar. Thank you for doing your research. Give me a kiss. Give me a forehead. Mwah! Good job, you doing your research. Good job. How many times I told y'all need to go back and talk to them old people, to the people that seen it before. Who I tell y'all my friends was when I was 12. My friends was like 60. They was all the old ladies and old men in the neighborhood that I used to go and sit on the porch with them and ask them a million questions about back in their days. Y'all remember me telling y'all about my auntie that laid in the bed and I asked her, that's how I found out about cow dung tea and all of that, but what they went through. That's how I found out that the pennies, it used to be something smaller than a half a penny. I haven't forgot those stories, and I'm grateful you went to go looking, because a lot of people don't talk to that. Right. They done seen this, that, and can tell you only 2 people around here that can remember, and they're both over 100, but have good minds. My auntie did too. She couldn't see and she couldn't move her body, baby, but that mind sharpest. I said, Auntie, do you see in color? She said, yeah, because I used to see in color. Not you bedridden and can't wipe yourself and can't feed yourself, can't see or nothing, and you still talking crazy at 100 and something. Yeah. I just asked a question. I was like 29. Y'all, when I tell you she chopped me in my throat so quick. I said, well, when you dream, do you dream in color? She said, I used to see in color. I said, well, you didn't have to say it like that, Auntie. I'll talk about can't see me, she feel your face to know who you are. You hear me? But that mind was still sharp. Still to tell you whatever it is that she remembers. And so if you got some old people on your block that'll talk to you, if you got some old people that lived through some things, they traveled across the country, those are the people you need to be talking to now, asking them how they did stuff. Yeah, listen, I love old people. Toya, you did good. If y'all got older aunties and uncles, you better follow Toya suit. Go and follow suit behind her, because they're gonna tell us. Like somebody, I don't know who, do not get mad at me, sent me a thing about cactuses clearing up the water, baby. Do y'all know that my grandmother lived in the Midwest and she had cactuses everywhere? They lived through the snow and everything. I don't ever remember my grandmother not having cactuses in her yard. The very cactuses that somebody sent me purified water. The prickly, what is it? Nepal. You can grate that in a bucket of water, switch it around. Thank you for whoever sent me that. I can't think of who it is right now because I don't got my phone. But baby, and pour it through the, was that you, Riz, that sent me that? And poured it through the thing and then boil it for I'm about to give me some cactuses. And when I tell you, people, when my grandmother died, was fighting over her cactuses. I'm just thinking about all the things this little black woman had in her house. And now that like things are happening, everything in that woman's house makes sense. Everything in my grandma's house makes sense. She kept a lot of plants by the front door. It just to purify the air that was coming through. I just think about this lady and I'm like, oh my God, she always had a garden in her backyard. She still ate like she was in the Depression. How she cooked, right? Was like she was still living in a Depression. Even up until 1999 when she died, she still cooked the same. She still stitched her own blankets and made her own curtains. And I mean, we already knew my grandmother was going to be quilting. It didn't matter what time of the year it is. She was going to be sweating. She was going to be drinking. You might go over there and she all the way split. She used to go on luau's for about 3 weeks at a time, 3 months. We don't know. But baby, I think my grandmother was like born in like 1937 or 35 or something like that. I know my mama was born in the 50s, so, and she was like the 4th or 5th kid, and so then I know it might have been 1932 here. I don't know. I just know it was a long time ago. My family make fun of me for having so many blankets. Now they want me to send them some. Nope. Ooh. Listen, cause I wrote in my journal today, God, thank you. And I just keep telling him, thank you. I just keep telling him, thank you. Every single time I see something, every time somebody posts something, tag me in something, baby, I just keep telling him, thank you. If you ain't telling him thank you right now from the bottom of your soul, I don't know what's wrong with you. No matter how bleak it looks, the reason that y'all is not freaking out like everybody else is because he told us. The reason that you have a slight peace, even though it's unnerving, baby, because he wants you to know before, not after, and not during, honey. Come on. I thought bundles of socks and underwear. Oh, you bought, yeah, yeah. The trend talking about the British, they'll have it easier than some people. What you mean? I don't think so. Have you ever been in a hood in America? Have you ever been to a family member house that is very badly drug addicted and there's nothing there? Hate to come for the British, baby, but I remember being in one of my homeboy house, nigga, and we made Prego burgers. It was a cracker with some spaghetti, canned spaghetti sauce, and one pepperoni on top. And because that's all it was to eat in there. And made basically some sugar water. You must not have been in the hood. Because, baby, I know some folks that can have less than all of that they got and put a meal together that'll put you to sleep so good. I know. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I'm telling you that there's people in the hood that be having way less than that, baby, and they can listen. You looking at one of them that can put some stuff together on nothing, honey. I have 4 kids, and sometimes things got hard. And you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't because of no, it was just times was hard. Baby, I can make a meal out of nothing. You hear me? Tuh. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And it be good. It don't be looking like no plate of somebody threw up on it. Because my grandma depression food did not look like that. It didn't taste like that, and it didn't smell like that either. Sorry. Yeah, of course. Of course. We ate sugar rice. My mama put cheese in it and put a couple eggs on top of it. You get 1 slice of bacon and some toast, babe. Listen. I'm grateful for them meals, though. Be fired. That's one of the meals I'm talking about. You get 1 egg, you get a big bowl of some sugar rice with some of a slice of cheese mixed in it, baby. You hear me? What did you say? What you type, Pumpkin? I didn't see whatever. Yeah. I have an older friend who gets a food box every month and she splits it with me. So grateful. I'm trying to tell you. You all right, Pumpkin? This the thing. My grandma gave my dad, when he was a kid, coffees with cornmeal to make them full. This kind of stuff. That kind of stuff right there. Slicing the pig fat real thin and frying it up. And then putting it in some cornbread so you feel like you eating some meat, but it ain't nothing but fried fat and some crackling bread, basically. But that cornbread and that fat gonna do what it's gonna do. And then you get you a cup of milk. We had good pots of beans last night. I had those same beans for breakfast, and we'll have them for supper too. That part. 20 pounds of chicken quarters, flour, cheese, and carrots only cost $26 at the grocery store. People have to start cooking again. Yeah, but that's not going to be the case, Camilla. Here, like, this next... Okay. So, y'all realize that tomorrow starts all of the stuff that we've been studying about. Fat pack. Come on, girl. Got something in the freezer right now. Who you playing with? Who is you playing with? And it's Saturday, and it'll be staying right in the freezer. Do keep some. Keep some. You heard me? Keep it. Cause who about to? I'll throw this in some beans in a minute. You heard? And got some cornmeal. Do. I'm trying to tell you, I come from some southern women, honey. And they gonna make a meal out of something. That's what Auntie was up doing till 4 o'clock in the morning. I showed y'all that milk I had bought, and I was gonna make all that soup. Y'all saw that big old bag of milk I had bought. I done went through the whole thing and working on the second one, making soup for for y'all nephew and nieces, and because I had it in there for what, 3 months. I was like, I'm gonna get to it. 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 I got to it. I've been getting to it. I've been getting to it. I've been getting to it. And I had a conversation with my homegirl last night. I'm like, look, gonna get you a dehydrator. Because we went over the cans, which the cans are good. But if you can get a dehydrator, you get 14 ounces of potatoes off Amazon for $19.99 or whatever the price is, 20 something, dehydrated or, dried potatoes, right? But for $19.99, hold on one second, for $19.99, well, up until maybe tomorrow, I don't know, depending on where you live, you can buy almost 14 pounds of potatoes and dehydrate it yourself for that same amount of money. 14 ounces or 14 pounds. Y'all see the math? One of them gonna take you a little bit more time, but you can get 14 ounces. Now that is good. It's a good deal, right? For the, especially if you just starting out and you don't have it, you get what you can. But once you get your dehydrator, you can spend that same $19 and get 14 pounds of potatoes compared to 14 ounces for the same amount of money if you do it yourself. Okay? 14 pounds of potatoes is going to go a lot further than 14 ounces. 14 pounds of corn or vegetables, broccoli, whatever else it is, you can feed a lot more people with 14 pounds than 14 ounces. For real. Uncle used to come in the house in the middle of the night and put the craziest meals together, and they was fired. Doobie, I'm trying to tell you. He was always sneak me a little on the side. I'm trying to tell you. Baby. I done been around a lot of people. You hear me? A whole lot of different people at all different levels, up, down, in the middle, everything. And I tell you this, I have met some amazing people. No matter what their addiction was, no matter what their circumstance. I'm gonna be honest with you. One of my aunties had an addiction. But when I tell you, it wasn't nobody that couldn't come to her house and get clothes, a meal, get their hair done for free, spend a night on the couch. Now, she might tell you, I got my kids in here, so you whatever. Baby, one time the lights wasn't even on. You hear me? And people wanted to be at this woman's house so bad. The people that used to come over there, they're like, we about to get these lights on, because. And you would not believe the doctors, lawyers, like, how do you even know her? Well, they're addicted people in all different levels. And when they don't want the people to know, they go to certain places. So your girl used to be having conversations with all kind of people at 12 and 13 years old, because I was living with her at the time. Whole nurses and doctors over there coming to get they fix. You hear me? But I talk to all kind of people. You wouldn't even believe these people would be pulling up to her house, but I guarantee you this, she took care of everybody that came to her house. There was nobody, unless you hurt people or did something just horrible, she didn't let you around. But for the most part, she was going to take care of every single person that came her way. Now, she is a person in our family that a lot of people look down on, because she might not have this, or this might not have been a thing, or that might have been a thing, or they knew her history. But guess what? Hey, I can guarantee you this. And I seen it with my own eyes over the 40 years of my life that she was alive. I can promise you she gave more than the people that had more than her. She cooking and feeding 2, 3 families on the street. Like, they ain't got no food. Them kids ain't got no food. Everybody knew they could go to my auntie's house and get a plate. Even if you didn't have no money, you could get your hair done. She gonna find you some slacks if you got an interview. It don't matter if they from the 80s, they still gonna be fly. No matter what her situation was, she was always taking care of the less fortunate. And she had maybe less than everybody in her family. But they would say because she had an addiction, oh this and oh that. But she had more than y'all, and she had money. I mean, y'all had money. Y'all had big, beautiful homes and extra rooms and all of this kind of stuff where everybody could stay. Y'all didn't help as many people as her. Y'all didn't feed as many people as her. Y'all didn't protect and comfort as many people as her. Some of the sweetest people go through a lot and always helping others. And this is why. Listen, I'm grateful for her. She the one taught me how to shave soap. Nigga, you gotta, if you gotta carry water, I know about carrying water, baby. I might not have lived in Africa, honey, but when her water was off, baby, we was carrying 5-gallon buckets to fill up the tub, toilet, and all the sinks and the washing machine, shaving soap, like using electric cords plugged outside the other person's house. She'll plug all of them up. They said it was fine, odor cup or whatever. Baby, she using them electric skillets and griddles to get it done. You hear me? Have it all cleaned up by the time they get home. Like, who? Cooking whole meals. Listen. You said I've done all that. Come on, Niqua. Come on. That's why I said, too good for what? Nigga. Grateful for them. Grateful for them, honey. Grateful for them. Wait, look here. All the stuff that people look down on, they are vital skills. Vital. I'm grateful for them. In whatever situation I've ever been in, God has given me, hey, auntie, God has given me the tools to do what I need to do. You heard me? I'm grateful. If I would have never experienced those things, then I wouldn't have never had other experiences. I won't take away from it. So, anyway, putting pieces of soap in a sock to bathe. Girl, yeah. Dumpster diving the whole night. Come on. Listen. Did all of it. Look, grateful too. We should not be smiling this hard about trials and tribulations, but we should, because we know it's going to get crazy and we going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Because you can last. I done seen the top and the bottom. I'll tell you that. And I'm grateful for both and all the in between. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Listen, you said I've been saving my soap to make soapy water. I'm trying to tell you. It's a lot of people that ain't about to be able to, they about to be freaking out, baby. Remember I told y'all that people during the Great Depression was unaliving themselves? Y'all remember me telling y'all this? They was unaliving themselves? I just stopped dumpster diving 3 years ago because I'm older now and I'm 60, but still coupon my money. I lived without lights for 3 months. Uh-oh, hold on. I lived without lights for 3 months, and you get used to it. Real talk. My mama just had my little sister. In 94, I was 14. My cousin still came over, and we cooked in the yard. It was a blast. So, dear girl. Girl! Auntie let us have a party in the backyard, baby. We was... Look. Ooh, shoot. All the hood niggas and kids was up. We was like 14, too. 13, 14, baby. What? And it was a... Did whole house lit up with candles, get up hot in the morning, oh well, get something to drink and get right back to it. Did. Damn, I'm old. That was 30 years ago. House lit with candles and pulled out the comforters. I'm trying to tell you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the stuff I went through with my kids too. Shoot. I had to live in my van for like a month with my kids. And then I was in it for a little bit longer than that. But baby, I made it work. I had that rice cooker in there. We was getting hotels. And baby, listen. CERCA know how to make it in some crazy times. I'm trying to tell you. And they talking about, it feels like we're on the life of Zach and Cody, baby. I'm in the car talking about we is at the Red Roof Inn. Thank God it was a nice one. But my God, they talk about turn on Disney so we can. No, they feel like they running. Baby, we is at the Red Roof. We is not at the hotel that London them was living in. But okay, in your mind, fine with me. If that's what you want to think in your mind and it's good enough for you, who am I to crush your dreams? You understand? They had me tickled. Can we go down and get ice? And everybody in the office was like, your kids are so well mannered. We normally don't let kids come here and get coffee. Blah, blah, blah. But they can come in here anytime. Oh, thank you. Always gave us favor with the people and everything. Yeah. Thank you, Dad. I'm grateful. It's a blessing to see all the resilience here. Yeah. Yeah. And this is why I told you I don't want to be around the folks that think, I'm only looking out for me and all that old crazy stuff now. So you will let everybody do the work and take all the credit. We're not doing any of that. Live in the car 4 months, then bought my house in 2020. Come on. I'm trying to tell you, you got to do what you got to do. It do build character. It does, honey. And it's a lot of people that's about to be building character here in a minute. If they hadn't already, it's about to pop off. Because you got to think, once certain parts are not coming in to fix the washer and dryer and all of that kind of stuff, what you going to do? I'm going to boil some water and put it in that tub and get to work. And then lay my towels out on the ground and twist and twist and twist and twist and twist and then hang it up. Yeah. Clean clothes. Hey sis, you hear me? I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You said I'm doing the same. Nick was like, yep, I'm. Clotheslines and clips. I'm trying to tell you, it's not a game. Like, who about to be out here crazy is. Will, my mama still got a clothesline right now. And she used it every day. She said, girl, please, it be hot by 9 o'clock. Exactly. Did this growing up when we had no power. Come on. See, what we used to maybe lightweight be ashamed of at different times of our life, we didn't even realize what God was doing for later. It wasn't for the end. It was for now. We used to have to wash our clothes in the bathtub with a bar. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. And my kids know how to do it too. Do we had a wash and dryer? Sometimes we didn't, baby. Y'all better go turn that. I'm gonna boil some water, throw it in there. My hot water is normally hot anyway. Y'all better get in there and roll them thick. Go put some shorts on and get in there and stomp them clothes out. I come in there and rinse them and get y'all some new water, and we gonna do it again. And then y'all can run and swish around in there and play and do all of that. And then come on and bring me them. We gonna bring them out and hang them up. Who got time for that? I still got the old school washboard. That part I was looking for one. They expensive though, Because you can make the metal ones, but they be rusting. And I looked for a glass one, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's steep. I'm not going to be able to do that. I can't afford to go to the laundromat. Recently, I used to what? Listen, you are so right. I used to be ashamed of not knowing he was preparing me for later. Girl, I do not have no reason to be bad about nothing. Hey, Pumpkin, I'm so grateful for everything I went through. And now y'all see why I journal. Because sometimes you forget. And then God be like, chill out. It ain't even for now, it's for then. We getting ready to start class. I ain't going to be on here long because I got to go figure out how to make this powder creamer. Okay. Okay. And I do not care for powder creamer at all. But I think I'm about to try to make me some simple syrups. You hear me? I want to try to make me a couple. How long do simple syrup last? Sarah, are you in here? I ain't acting like she the only one to know, but Sarah, are you in here? Sarah Henry, come to the front of the class, please. Do you know how long a simple syrup lasts, Sarah? My house had a jacuzzi. I was moving, washer was packed up, wash clothes in the tub. Sure will. There you go. Do you know anything about simple syrup, hun? Look at me. I'll be hunting y'all down now like y'all used to be hunting me down. Now that I know what tools y'all got, I got to come find you. Anybody know how long a simple syrup? Do they last years or months or what? Because I need to get on that. Yeah. I sure will stomp some clothes out. And I hope that my daughters are teaching my grandkids. Anybody know? You said, let me check. I have one in the cabinet. Okay. I have some Karo syrup, and I'm not worried about that. Yeah, not Karo, though. Simple syrup. Simple syrup ain't nothing, just water and sugar, right? Is it you put lemon juice in it? Because I'm thinking, if it ain't no sugar and we got simple syrup, it's just melted sugar and water. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm gonna make me some. I'm gonna make me some. I'm gonna make some. Yeah, I'm going to make some of that. So just in case it ain't a lot of sugar, it should last long. Okay, I'm gonna figure it out. Cause if it ain't no regular sugar, I forgot about this. Life allowed me to journal because baby, it was a long time being had. Yeah, but that's why God asked you to journal every day. Write down everything that he's doing in the moment, time and dated. If we didn't have the time and the date, y'all, we wouldn't know exactly when Jesus was around. Sorry, I'm making stock and canning chicken breast busy and listening. No, go ahead, Punky, you all right? Do your thing. That's why I said we ain't about to be on here long. I'm gonna be on it in a minute. I ain't canning, but definitely, honey is a great sugar substitute and it's healthy, right? I got honey though, but that's not. I don't want to put honey in my coffee. And I'm getting ready to make some creamer out of just some dehydrated milk and vanilla powder. And so then I'm thinking simple syrup will add the sweetness that I want. Okay. I think they know. Yeah. I mean, if they know they can't have sugar, they gon' But I'm going to use sugar. You use what's good for you. But I don't want honey in my coffee. That's why I'm making the simple syrup so that my coffee is still doing what it's supposed to do. I don't want honey in my coffee. I like French vanilla, and I gotta find a way to keep it as close to this as I can, because I don't even drink powdered creamer, but I will, is what I'm saying. You said up to a year? Bet. Bet. You're drying. Mullein, turmeric, and ginger. Good job. You made soup base yesterday, me too. I made a southwestern spicy soup base I took some of the Bam Bam chicken or whatever it's called. They got a whole bunch of different names for it. And poured that in there with some of that cheddar cheese powder. You could call it a Cajun or a Southwestern type cheddar soup. Baby, throw some potatoes in that bad boy. I think that's going to be good. She said she want to do what? She wants to throw in locks like me so she can comb her hair how she wants. What, didn't give her some locks? That part. I've been trying to think of other soups, so I just took the cream base and and added some other seasonings besides what they, tell you. Yeah. I mean, because if it ain't going to be no seasoning and stuff, if I got access to it now, I might as well season my soup base real good. Because salt is one of the first things that ran out in the TGD. Herbs and spices, if you didn't already have your own, yeah, you're screwed. So if we're making stuff that we just going to be adding water to or whatever it is, then you see, it's already seasoned. Like even some of my vegetables, my potatoes and stuff like that, when they were dehydrating, I seasoned them with garlic and herb. Or you said 1 to 6 months, but if you add vodka, it'll last longer. Simple syrup. Got it. So maybe I already made some and didn't even realize it. Mm. Because I made vanilla paste. And remember that clear jar I showed y'all that I had tried to do something else and whatever, but it was more like a syrup? And maybe I already did. Let me go. Hold on. Maybe I already made simple syrup and didn't even know it, if that's what you're telling me. Okay. That was an exercise. So I'm thinking, because look, and this stuff smells so good now. So I made my almond extract, right? Interesting. Put this on right, sir. But this is the syrup. Because I did it with, so I had tried to make the vanilla paste and it didn't work the way, well, the other one did. But this one, it was just too liquidy, right? So I'm thinking I already made a vanilla simple syrup because this got vodka in it. So that's probably what this is. I already made it and didn't even know because it's got sugar and everything in it. Bet. We got our orange extract. Thank you, Queen. Our lemon. And yeah. Oh yeah, that smells real good too. So I ain't mess with them. I go shake them up every couple, like once a month. Let me make sure that's put on there right. I don't want nothing leaking out. But I think I already made it. So thank you. I already made the dang stuff. We in good then. Good thing God had us do that. All right. Y'all make me happy. So I done already made some simple syrup and didn't even know it. Vanilla simple syrup at that. Yeah. So I know I got about a year, and that was about December. So cool, and it's strong. How is y'all vanilla and stuff doing? Y'all been checking them? Have y'all anybody used their vanilla that they made yet? Because I know you can use it after they said what 6 weeks, and it's been 6 weeks. Have anybody used any of theirs that they made? Sarah, how about you? You made some a long time ago. Yeah, simple syrup. Add a couple tablespoons, not too much. Just stops it from molding. Bet. Okay, good job. Okay, so then I can use that for the base of my other simple syrups. Girl. Mm-hmm. Bet. And I got like 3 bottles, 3 empty bottles. So I'll just use the base of that, like use that as the few drops, cause that's pretty potent. That yeah. You said about to make me some excited. Yeah. I sent some to my kids, and 2 of the bottles got broke though. But I'm like, y'all old enough to get in there. Y'all can make it yourself. So hopefully they did, because I sent 3 bottles of lemon extract and 3 bottles of vanilla, and two of the lemons got broke, and one of the vanillas got broke. But I said pick and choose. I don't know. Y'all figure it out. Anyway, let's get to this. I'm gonna run to the restroom, and then you're just gonna need your regular Bible. We're gonna be in Genesis today. Y'all want to go to Genesis with me? Hmm. Do y'all want to read in Genesis? All right. Well, get whatever device you use, because we're gonna be on Bible Gateway. Okay. Get your coffee and juice or whatever you need. We ain't gonna be in here long, because I'm chilling this weekend. I just feel like, I don't know, next week could be crazy. I need you to go to um, before we do this, time and date your paper, please, if you can. Can I ask a question? Did y'all used to get mad at me when I asked you to put your time and date on the paper when we first started this? Yeah, now y'all just know I'ma say it. But who used to be like, I'm grown, I'm just, don't tell me how to take notes? Is there anybody that was a part of the resistance? You said, yeah. You said, but thank you now. Why y'all used to be irritated? Because y'all didn't want nobody telling y'all what to do. Just raggedy. I do all my notes like that. Okay. Okay. But I know some people here that you said yes. I know. I know my family. It was some people here that they didn't do it. They didn't care. And I said it every day and they still didn't do it. Because you know how I know? Who want to know how I know? I always wrote the date on everything, but not the time. Okay. Who then got irritated that used to have that same mentality? Who got irritated when you went back to go look at the time and date of when it happened and there was no date there? It might have been in between dates, but because you didn't write the date and time, you cannot go and tell a person at this exact time God told me this, or at this exact time this happened and I had just prayed on this day at this time. I'm grown. Don't tell me what to do. Auntie said, I know y'all. I know y'all. All right, Miss Duncan. It was for you. So for your testimony, we would not know any of the things on the first day of the 7th year of the whoever in the time of Xerxes or whoever it was. We had to know the time. But that's a part of your testimony when you can go and say, this was my problem on this day. At this time, I was crying right in my journal. And on this day, God is the day, this is the time that he fixed it. And you can tell them the time so that people stop thinking that God always take a long time to do stuff. Because when we're not getting our way, that's how we will portray him. Oh, I'm just waiting on God. Or is he waiting on you? Is he waiting on you? Is he waiting on you to change? Is he waiting on you to quit doing a certain thing? Because you probably could have had it already. Moving on. I feel a little warm feeling coming from over there. It might be gleaming eyes. I don't know. It might be gleaming eyes. Glaring eyes. Scowling eyes. I don't know. I don't know what it is. That was my past journaling, but since I met you, I do it. Come on. You gotta be able to tell people how long you had to wait. I already know. You probably rolled your eyes real good, girl. Yep, I know y'all. We've been together 3 years now. Which is crazy to this 3 years went very quickly. Do you realize once you do something for 21 days, it becomes a habit? How many new habits do you have? You have a habit of getting up and reading your devotional. You have a habit of giving other people a devotional. You have a habit of taking your problems straight to God instead of to a person. You have a habit now of telling people how good God is with the explanations to why he is. Writing in my agenda book is Groundhog's Day. Interesting. You got new habits. You got new habits to talk to your friends and family at WOIU, or calling people and actually being able to talk about what God gave you in your spirit and they receive it. That's a new habit. You got a new habit of reading your Bible more or going to the Word to get the information. Interesting. So you got a whole bunch of new habits in the last 3 years. Yes, I read my devotional and Bible before I leave my home. Come on. So you've gotten in the habit of asking God what he wants to tell you about your life. Instead of planning it without asking, you now get up and see what he has to say before you start planning your day. That's interesting. That's a good habit to have. You said you used Google a lot. I'm just saying. Oh, that's your new habit. You use Google a lot because you be looking up stuff. Come on. When your habits change, did your life change? Every day, I've given up many old habits that didn't put him first. Uh-oh. Research and studying. I've never did that before. Come on. Your life changed once you made him your habit? I sure do use Google a lot. Hilarious. Do? What that mean? Wait a minute. Hold on. I need to see something real quick. Okay. Absolutely changed. Come on. I'm grateful for y'all. I'm grateful for you seeing it for yourself. And most of the transition that you did is behind closed doors, is it not? I obsessively seek the word now. Come on. I'll make everybody stop talking so I can do speech to text. You know what? Oh, girl. Shh. Even you, baby. Hush it. Hilarious. Well, good. That makes me excited. It makes me very happy that you all have new habits, and those new habits changed your life, and they can go on for generations. I already know, because y'all can see Ria's doing it. Shh. Even you. She said she make everybody be quiet. That's the dog, too. Shut up. I've been isolated for months. Oh, listen. It's a real thing out here. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to Genesis chapter 17. My hubby says I have notebooks everywhere. That part. That's good. That's good. It really is, and it makes me proud of y'all. So much, so proud of y'all. Honestly, it really does. And I told y'all the word changed my life. I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but if you want some, you can come get some now. And I can't go back to that other life. I don't want to go back to that other life. I don't. I don't. Especially in these days, how things are moving. It's just mind blowing how loudly God has been speaking, and it's not until a lot of stuff is on the news that the people listen. But we can't worry about it. But now you understand why I say if the news told you, then it's already too late. You said never going back to that. I'm trying to tell you, I don't want to. Y'all, my leg is a little stiff. Excuse me. All right, here we go. So it says when a New International Version, y'all, I'm sorry. NIV. It says when Abram was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to him and said, I am God Almighty. Walk before me faithfully and be blameless. Then I will make my covenant between me and you and will greatly increase your numbers. Walk before me faithfully and be blameless. What is the definition of faithfully And what is the definition of blameless? What's the definition of blameless? And what is the definition of faithfully? I'm waiting. Without fault. Okay. Blameless means innocent of wrong. Interesting. In a loyal manner, he swore that he would serve the king faithfully. Innocent of wrongdoing. And consistently is faithfully. How many of you check yourselves right now? How many of you try not to hurt people right now and before you didn't care? There was probably a list of people that could say how dirty you did them or how crazy you talked or whatever it was that you knew was going to hurt that person. You said me. But now you try every day to do what? At least one person, you try to do what now every day? Accurate and trustworthy. Okay. I ask y'all, can God trust you with his people? To be better and to be better to other people. Try to make their life easier. Oh. So people that are walking after God try to make other people's lives easier. Blameless, innocent of wrongdoing. And they don't try to do people dirty. They don't try to get over on people. They not trying to extract the last whatever they can out of folks. They want to help the people around them and make everybody's life better. Interesting. Does it say anything about being rich or any of that? Or the best dressed, or I've always tried to do right by people even though they stepped out. You said what? I've stepped out in anger at times. Interesting. Just left church. This is exactly where we were. Genesis, same topic too. Uh-oh, that means you need to hear it. You need to hear it. Ah, shoot. Well, come on. We about to see how they what then. Because I don't go to your church. Here we go. All right. That's funny. He says, then I will make my covenant between me and you and will greatly increase your numbers. Now, what is a covenant? An agreement, a contract, a promise. So when you weren't consistent in not trying to help others, or when you're not consistently trying to do harm or get over on somebody, then that's when God want to make a contract with you. He said, as long as you think about yourself first and you don't worry about how you treat people, I can't make a covenant with you. Because I plan to give you a lot. But if you are already do people dirty when they only got a little, I can't even trust you with a covenant or an agreement or a contract. There are a lot of things that we don't obtain because we're not trustworthy. If God gave us a group of people, would we manipulate them or mature them? Would we start their growth in a new area or stunt it? Would we use it, the information that he gives us, to help them become a scholar, or will they always remain a student? If you give them a seed, do you act like Monsanto and expect more from the person that labored and cultivated the seed? You gave them a business loan, but they never pay it off. You gave them school money, but they can never pay it off. No matter how much money you take from them, they never pay it off. God, there are certain things that don't come until we decide that we will use everything that we have to better other people's lives. That's our experience, kind words, finances, food, shelter. Because in a contract, in an agreement, people take care of each other, do they not? What is a marriage contract? I'm vowing to take care of you and be your strength, and you're vowing to take care of me and be my strength. And hopefully, in the places that you're weak, I'm strong, so that we can do what we need to do here. And so then there is no gaps in our pole. There's no grooves where things have been cut out, because immediately, if that's where you have a bend at or you're weak there, I have the things to go patch it so that we're strong all the way up the pole. The branch or up the trunk of this tree. But if there are small things that are still eating at the base of the tree, it don't matter how good it look on the outside. It's gonna fall over, because there's not enough strength in the trunk to hold the weight of what it has produced. Covenant produces something. Covenant produces multiple things. Most companies that go into business with other people don't just sell one thing. Which means that you can affect a lot of different people with a lot of different products. So my question to you is, when God made his covenant with you, what did you sign on to produce? Majority of my former employees and coworkers have surpassed me. I used to be sad about it. Come on. And understand you the person that helped them get there. But I had to grow in certain areas first. Come on. Come on. Real quick, let's do an exercise. I'm gonna go get me some water. Take 2 minutes and think about what you signed up to do in the kingdom of Christ. And these are gifts that you've already had. You ain't got to go looking for them. It's stuff that you can do with your eyes closed. Because God put it in you when you was born. You just haven't recognized it yet. But what are things that you do now in the kingdom of Christ that you didn't used to do before? What did you sign up to do? Was it love on somebody, feed people, give good advice, try to help people see whatever? Like, what is your part in the body? What do people come to you for? Like me, I did hair, right? I did hair. So I was like a therapist because people tell their hairstylist everything. So then I had to sow in myself good information, wisdom, so that when people came and sat in my chair, I just wasn't telling them no old crash out stuff to do. Well, I learned after a while, people didn't come for the hair. The hair slacked too. They paid for the advice with the complimentary hairdo. Is what started to happen. Because if a person will trust you in their hair, most times they trust you in their mind. And if they keep coming back, the hair is great. You slay my hair, but really, let me ask you a question. You can't wait to start. You ain't even got in the chair yet. Sit down. But wait, no. It's their time. They in the chair and they have my full attention. You can get in the conversation, but you don't get to take over it. Because they paying for the service. The service ain't the hair. The service is the experience. And this was older ladies. My mom and them used to be like, it is all kind of people up here. Is. And I be trying to get them to go home, and they won't. They show up here every morning early, and if they drive by and see people's cars, then they think, okay, so it's fine to come over. Y'all got 1 minute and 30 seconds or so. Y'all got it on your notes? Yep. We in there? Who remembers reading the story about Abraham in Jasher? Y'all remember what Abraham did to his daddy? And now that we know he walked around in fire for 3 days, what do you think that Abraham, from what we've read, not just here, but in the other books, what did Abraham bring to God's kingdom? Resistance against the status quo, or the whatever of that day, how everybody was moving, the vibes of that time. He went against it, even if it meant going against his own father. He was thrown in a fire. That's courage. Do you understand? Thank you. Compassion, that as well. But think about the things that he did. He went up against kings. Nimrod and them was his, godfathers. Obedience. People come to me for therapy. They say my voice is soothing and that I'm an old school. Come on, pumpkin. I know you, my niecey poo. Just say it. Is. You see, we was just when you wasn't in here. We had a conversation. Folks going to sleep on your TT. Excuse me, quit getting relaxed over here. I am not a sleep aid. Intelligence and knowledge. Now, do we know that Abraham knew about the stars? He knew astrology, astronomy, biology, agriculture, topography. He was not afraid to go against the crowd or the authority. He was not. Against the big dogs that's always been around. Yes, and he was a great strategist. Come on, he got locked back. It sure did. So then that means that he was a person of war as well, right? Nurturing, because I give off motherly vibes and comfort. Come on, pumpkin. You don't think a lot of people in this world need nurturing, Niecy Pooh? It's crazy we talking about my grandma, because I thought about this morning. I'm going to say something to what you just said. Miss Neat. My grandmother grew up in a time where white men could attack black women and there was nothing to be done about it. Well, there was also a time when white men could attack black men, and y'all know what I'm talking about. And then some of those things started to show up in families. My grandmother drank herself to death. She was an alcoholic her whole life. I wonder if the days that she sat in her chair and rocked and cried and stitched those beautiful patterns on all of the quilts that she made, that she hand cut every single piece and made every single part of the back end and all of that, I wonder. Because sometimes the hurt would be so bad she couldn't even talk about it. But what if there would have been somebody there to nurture the little girl in her that grew up in a time where she probably had to see people. I know she had to see people hang, because her oldest daughter, I told y'all, just told me a story about her watching somebody get hanged in the South where they lived at, and she was only like 11 years old. There are things that God has put down on the inside of us that are not just for us. But when God makes a covenant with us, we don't use them to help his kingdom, his community. We use it to help ourselves or to get praise for ourselves. And so the people walking by, if we are each a tree, some people pluck all of the apples from the bottom of their tree so that if you don't have a ladder, you can't even get nothing off that tree. Break out of branches where you can't climb it. But we are supposed to be the trees that all of a sudden bend down low enough and at the right height for somebody to come and pluck an apple or an orange or whatever it is down off our tree and be nourished by us being in their life. Because we were nourished by Jesus being in our life and making a covenant with us, were we not? When you made a dedication to God, he was already dedicated to you. But you got to see a different life. You said, wow, that's crazy. People have come to me at their lowest life. For example, I stopped a few people from taking their life. I didn't see that as a gift, though. Yes, baby girl. Yeah. You don't think Jesus was meeting people at their lowest? Think about the woman that was about to get stoned to death. You don't think 304s? How do you know? We don't know that the next time that Mary Magdalene went out, that trick could have killed her. The man that he chose to get up, maybe he had told somebody that morning, tonight, if today doesn't change, I want you to do this to me. Mercy killings. This is why we can't let the devil keep us tricked up in our mind, because he don't want us to use our gift. In real life. But we also have to have the right nutrients to give them. And so if we don't put in word, and if we don't ask God to clean us out, then we will be giving out toxic fruit to people. And it's not saying, oh, when I get myself together, I'm going to do this. No, God is saying, go do it. I'm going to help you do it. And by you seeing that it works, you'll stop doing the other things. Because the feeling I give you when you do something that I ask you to do is way better than when you go do what you want to do. This is why you can't be mad when God strategically places you in places that you feel like you shouldn't be at, because that's exactly where you're supposed to be. Who gonna be the light if you not? You said, wow, that hit. It's a real thing. And I'm telling you, I'm grateful for the many places that God took me, because I got to see his glory and I got to see a change in the places that I went. Still to this day. You hear me? Here we go. It says, Abraham fell face down, and God said to him, as for me, this is my covenant with you. You will be the father of many nations. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, when I started reading this morning, it brought tears to my eyes. Because do we know that Abraham had to go away from his family? He had to live away from his family because he was a fugitive for a minute. That's right. That's why we have to ask him to renew our minds every single day. Yes. So why was that important to Abraham, that you ain't going to have to worry about being away from your family, because I'm going to make you so much family you're going to get tired of seeing them. They going to be looking for you and you going to be trying to go take a break. That had to be something he was yearning for. No? He had to go be around strangers for years with no family, or very little family, or family that was distant cousins. So it wasn't like he just around his mama and daddy all the time. Exactly. That had to be lonely. You said it. So God said, don't worry about it. I know you had to leave that family behind, but I'm going to give you a family that's going to go on for a long time, of all different nations. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I was 10 man and in there, couldn't even see the words on this thing. Because God has given me family in almost every nation to continue the mission. He's given me family in almost every nation on this planet. I got a cousin in Japan, a cousin in Uzbekistan, a cousin in Israel, a cousin in the Bahamas, a cousin in Haiti, a cousin in South Africa, a cousin in Switzerland or Sweden or wherever we sent them books to in the beginning. I've become a cousin, a auntie, a mom, a niece, a daughter, whatever, a sister-in-law to many nations. And I've had to walk away from my family several times. Come on, a TT in New York. Come on. But we don't all come from the same background as far as our heritage. You said, I'm crying right now. I'm trying to tell you. He took me away from my family, but the one he gave me is so crazy. I love it here. No, this is my family. I knew I didn't fit in that other space. I kept telling everybody I think I was born into the wrong family. This is not what family does. And now I got relatives on every continent. What you just said? And the islands. Come on with it. It made me cry. A cousin in Trinidad. You see? Dude in Mexico, in Canada, everywhere. God will give you what you long for. It might not just look like what you used to. Say it with me. God will give you what you long for. It might not look like what I'm used to. Some of y'all have come in contact with people at WOIU and in a shorter time have become closer. You said, and we do be looking for you, and you be needing that break. Definitely do, nephew. Sometimes. You hear me? Sometimes I do. You hear me? But think about this. You done met some people in WOIU that might have done more for you than your biological family, that will listen to you longer than your biological family, that uplift you more than your biological family, that have cared about what was going on with you more than you. And I'm not separating you from them. I'm just showing you that God got a family he can give you too. And once you make that covenant with him and you say, God, I want this life. I don't care what my people is doing, what they over there doing. I'm about to get with the people. I just told him it wasn't the same. I wasn't the same person, not as in person. Interesting. My sister check on me every day. I'm so grateful. Come on. Come on. I'm grateful. Moving on. Here we go. No longer will you be called Abram. No longer will you be called blank. You'll be called CERCA. Your name will be CERCA TROVA. For I have made you a family member of many nations. He changed my name again. You hear me? Just talked to y'all nephew about this. I said for 3 years. You hear me? For 3 years. You said you know your family when God changes y'all name. Yep, because y'all didn't got changed to Pumpkin, Sweet Dumpling, Hey TT, Hey TT Baby, whatever other names I be having for y'all. Pumpkin Bud. You got a name change over here too. Did nephew, niecey poo. Hey sissy. You see what I'm saying? Y'all got some different names too. I love you too. Sugar. Yep. Yep. Yeah, TT Circle. So we all got a different name. God gave all of us a different name, and I'm grateful. But it wasn't until we decided, God, I'm really going to try to do this thing the right way, not go to church, get to know you. You hear me? Sugar Dumpling. Mm-hmm. Your life changed when you said, God, I want to get to know you for real. Not what my pastor say, not even what CERCA say. I want to get to know you for real. I'm ready. He said, bet, I've been waiting on you. I just been waiting on you because I knew you weren't going to be consistent. I knew you weren't going to be faithful. And I knew you was still a little too vengeful and a little too bitter for me to give you what I needed to give you. But now that you're ready, I know you won't be spewing poison in my kingdom. You'll be spreading the potter's clay. Hello? Now you can help them build a vessel that'll hold that holy water. Okay, you giving out potter's clay now, so they can mold that vessel into a cooking pot, a water pot, a way to ferment stuff. You giving them clay now, and say, show me what God told you to make. That don't make me feel crazy. That don't make me feel crazy. Come on. That part made tears come down from my face. Listen. I mean, we think about how much poison we've probably all sold into people's lives. But it's much better giving them a pot and some clay. I mean, a ball of clay and saying, make your life, not make your life, but allow God to tell you what to build, and it will last. There was things that Abram was doing prior to this covenant. But God said, I'm going to give you some things that are going to last generations. I'm a witness and a living testimony. Come on. You see what I'm saying? Look. He said, for I have made you a father of many nations. I will make you very fruitful. I, not you, I will make nations of you, and kings will come from you. I will establish, I, not you. He didn't say you will establish my covenant. He said, I will establish my covenant as an everlasting covenant between me and you and your descendants after you for the generations, plural, to come. To be your God and the God of your descendants after you. God said, not only am I going to bless you, not only are you and this generation you got right now going to be able to eat off what I'm about to give you, but other people will be able to eat and live well off of what I'm going to give you today. Let me ask you a question. I don't care if it's just one person that you got to prep, even if it's the most basic prep. Did you make sure that somebody else would be able to eat off of the seed that was sown into you? To those of you that were not preppers before you came here, and even if they rejected it at first, did you at least get one person that can eat off of the seed that was sown into you whenever you got here? I don't care if it was the neighbor that came over your house when your lights was out and everybody else's lights was out and yours was on and said, how are your lights on? Excuse me. The lights are out. How do you have lights? I smell food cooking in there. Were you guys cooking? We all have electric stoves, but I can smell food coming through the... So you sowed a seed that was sowed into you. Somebody got to come that thing. Okay, let's look at it. You came to WOIU. If you wasn't a prepper, if you was, this don't apply to you. I'm talking about the people that just became preppers since they got here. You came here. There was a seed sowed into you. Get your stuff, 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 get your stuff. So then it took time for that to grow and you started getting your things. And then God allowed situations to happen around you where the very people that saw your tree growing up, they didn't see nothing at first and then they start seeing something. And then something happened. And they needed to come and grab an apple or ask you a question. And so then even if they just went and got emergency light bulbs, you kept somebody out the dark. If they smell food cooking and you in an apartment or whatever and they know how you over there cooking and you tell them, well, I got a butane stove. Okay, that's another seed. You made sure somebody wasn't going to be dark and hungry. You said gas mask. Okay. Been crying every day now because what am I going to realize the teacher he is placed? Interesting. You said glory to God by obedience. Okay. Okay. Who remembers me telling you that what God gives you is for you, but it's also for everybody else that comes in contact with you? Do you see that right here? God gave Abram some stuff, but it wasn't just for him. It was for the generations that were coming after him. You said, since the fires, people got gas masks. Got it. My neighbors got portable stove because she got kids. Couldn't let her go without. Come on. Yes, I only got 3, and now 2 of those gave up. Gave rotten. I have gotten more prep. Got it. My mom recently admitted that I've been right to prep with what she's seeing now. Come on, Neffy. I even prepped for her children, and my daughter just turned 51 years old. Interesting. Interesting. So the blessing that God sent to you, which was the word, believe that this is going to happen. Not CERCA, but believe that we are in the tribulation times. Believe that the food isn't going to be good and all of that. That was God sowing that seed into you. And there are other people that are going to benefit later. 1, 2, 3 years later are going to benefit on the off of the seed that was sown into your life 1 year, 2 year, 3 years ago. So your tree had to mature and things had to happen for them to see. Prep for my niece. Thank you for your prayers. She is doing great and out of the hospital. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's a real thing. So there's a lot of people. Do you hear me? That maybe didn't listen a year ago, maybe didn't listen to, but I bet you if they call you now, they listening. And it's not too late. It's just going to be a lot more expensive to do. So was the information that you got 2 years ago, 3 years ago, was it just for you? Or was it for everybody around you? Come on. It wasn't just for you. When you made a covenant with God, it wasn't just for you. It was for every single person you're going to come in contact with. Whether you deem them worthy or not, God allowed you to run into them for a reason. All right. Here we go. So he said, I will establish my covenant as an, oh, I did that already. Okay. The whole land of Canaan where you now reside as a foreigner, I will give as an everlasting possession to you and your descendants after you, and I will be their God. He said, you a foreigner where you at now, but I'm going to give it to you since they keep trying to keep it from you. Ooh, sounds familiar. Moving on. Then God said to Abram, as for you, you must keep my covenant, and you and your descendants after you for the generations to come. This is my covenant with you and your descendants after you, the covenant you are to keep. Every male among you shall be circumcised. You are to undergo circumcision, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and you. Now, here we go, because we about to leave out of here real quick. Let me ask you a question. How many of you were circumcised when you got here? Not your body. Your spirit, your life got a circumcision when you came to WOIU. Just thought about it. What? Just thought about it. Told our mother-in-law to get a generator due to power loss all the time in the islands, and she did. Come on. So you got circumcised when you came here. God started cutting extra stuff out of your life that was really going to cause you to be sick away from your reproductive organ, which is your soul and your spirit. That's your spiritual reproductive organ. This right here and this right here. This is what produces things in your spirit right here. Interesting. Let's look at something. It says, 12, for the generations to come, every male among you who is 8 days old must be circumcised, including those born in your house or bought with money from a foreigner, those who are not your offspring. What does 8 mean again? Absolutely me. Cut off the sin and open my ears. My eyes, ears, and heart. Okay. What is 8? New beginning. 8 is new beginnings. So think about this. We know after the rapture, the end of the world, how long is God going to let the earth sit? After he burns it up, how long is he going to let it sit? Did it say? $1,000 years. So think about this. If we're nearing the 7,000th year, right? If we're nearing the 7,000th year, and there's 1,000 years that it's just going to be sitting, when it gets to 8, and he said he reveals the new heaven and new earth, that's the 8th day. Y'all realize it's only been, we only working up on 7 days in God's time. A week. With all the people that have lived since Adam, it's only been a week to him. A week. A week! So we've been talking about, oh God, it was so long ago. He said, what are you talking about? It wasn't. It was only 2 days ago. Yeah, 2 of your days is 2,000 years. So if he said it only happened 3 days ago, it was 3,000 years ago. It's only been the whole world. We getting up on 7. Then it's gonna sit for 1,000, and then he gonna do what he gonna do. Lucifer now. Excuse me. Hey, Keish. The 8th day leads us into eternity. You said, yeah, because Jesus been gone for 2 days, right? The longest week ever. Come on, Tia. Yeah. Oh, man. It's only been a week. Come on. Crazy. He like, what is you crying for? It ain't even been that long. You're like, God, it's been 100 years. He like, right. No time at all. Crazy. So how long did you really wait? No time at all. He said you're impatient. Now you see why he think we impatient? Because if we have to wait 40 years, that's a long time to him. And it's like a millisecond in his time. He's like, you didn't even wait that long. You ain't waiting nothing but 40 years. 40 years? Don't forget, I'm just dirt and water. 40 years is a long time to dirt and water. You said no wonder Adam was crying. Exactly. 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 You said, well, Jesus will be raised or come back on the 3rd day. Interesting. 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 Well, if he was here over 2,000 years ago, we about on the 3rd day of him being gone. It's like they said it's like 2,500, 2,700 years or something like that since he's been gone. So, well, somebody said 19 something, but then we got to think they played with the dates and been playing with them. Yep. Yeah. 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 Because Adam, God did tell Adam, it's going to be 5,500 years until I bring Jesus. 5.5 days. Here we go. Which is grace. 5 is grace, so it's crazy that he used 5,500. And it's already been almost 2,000 or right at 2,000, 1,999, somewhere in there, depending on how you playing with the calendar. It's been over 2,000 years. So we right here at 7,000. We getting close. And then it's going to be 1,000 years of nothing. Like how you burn a field and just leave it, don't plant nothing in it. And then we get to see the 8th day, which is that 8th day of God's time that we can understand. Whew, okay, moving on. Excuse me. So, let's go over to Genesis 18, please. Now, my question is, should he tell you? And should he consider your feelings? I finally got the back of my heels. You can tell I don't be around no man. Baby, because I said CERCA. You about to cut yourself. I had to bring out the ones like they had. I'm gonna get you sucker. I think it was, or what's his name? Jim Carrey when he was doing the thing. What movie was that where they was cutting the toenails and he had like the sander doing it, and it was sparks flying and everything. Yeah. I said, no, wait a minute. I can't think of which movie is that. Don't drink juice in it. I don't know which one of those comedies it was, but that girl. Yeah, that don't make no sense. It was Martin. Okay, Dumb and Dumber. It was one of them. He doesn't have to, but he loves us enough to prepare us beforehand. Come on. Whoever it was, y'all know the one I'm talking about. You said, I'm getting off here. I'm trying to Carlos, I'm trying to tell you. I was like, wait a minute. You would be a cut yourself. Not my toenails, my heels. I said, girl, get that together. Get it together. I don't know which one it was, but I know they all did it, and I did. I said, you, because I ain't gay. It's wintertime. I ain't worried about nothing. Who gonna see it? Nobody. It didn't matter. I got them together, though. I know what to do. I went to beauty school. I know how to take care of it. I said, but you need to do something with that. It's about to be summertime. And I did. And they nice and soft. And they got where they were supposed to be. I said, sock season. I'm trying to tell you, ain't nobody worried about that. But it ain't sock season no more. So I said, well, I went on and got them together. You said me 3. Right. Ain't nobody doing all that. And I don't like my feet feeling sticky. I ain't about to do it. Moving on. Here we go. The Lord appeared to Abraham near the great trees of Mamre. What do we know about the tree of Mamre? I can't do that, Kat. I gotta either have Vaseline on or socks, not both. I can't sleep with nothing on my feet. Y'all never see me with socks on unless it's just absolutely cold. I can't have, socks make me feel claustrophobic. I have them, a lot of them, and I like them, but I can only wear them for a certain amount of time. They're like a straitjacket for my feet. That's why I always got on some sandals. Winter, fall, it don't matter. That's what they feel like. I feel trapped. I can't do that. Nope. Where do we know the tree? What happened at the tree that we read about in the Old Testament Supagrapha? Tell me, at this very tree. Hello, family. You said we is the same. Nisi Poo, I'm trying to tell you. You gotta do what I gotta do around here. I remember I would not go a week without a pedicure. Now I'd be like, if I do one every 6 months, it'll be all right. It's not taking up my time. Vanity, though. Vanity takes up a lot of your time. Who will admit? Anybody wanna realize how? I mean, wanna acknowledge how much time you wasted on vanity, and you were still ugly on the inside. Now you don't care too much about. I mean, you care about your outside, but it's not the most important thing. Now you're worried about more about what goes on the inside. You hear me? Got us thinking about socks. Switching gears is hard. That part. That part. Mm-hmm. Yep, just spent 3 hours on my nails DIY. Come on. Come on. Come on. I know I spend a lot of time. I used to. Now I don't. But back in the day, my whole day will be gone doing my hair and nails and figuring out my outfit for the next week. And oh yeah, you said too many hours. Okay. I used to. It does. Ain't that crazy? And look at how many things you could have did. Three angels told him, yeah, no, that's not, no, no, no. That's not, no, not cat, no, no cat. In Old Testament pseudepigrapha. The story that had y'all all cracking up. I thought my class, I don't know. I think they've been, I don't know, God. No. I said Old Testament pseudepigrapha. Y'all, Michael came to see him. He took the trip at Mamir. The jewels turned to, at the end of his life. It's one of the most amazing stories we've ever read. I'll be back. You hurt me deep, Shrek. You hurt me deep. You hurt me real deep, Shrek. You hurt me deep. They hurt me deep. They hurt me deep. Oh, man. Oh yeah, when he was telling the earth to swallow people. Come on, think about it. So now here we go. Teaching tool for those of you that got the family members that's about to start trying to come around. When you read this, where else do you need to go? Hello. Huh? So when you're reading what we're reading today, if you start at Genesis or you want to start with a person like, well, I don't believe in that Old Testament pseudepigrapha, this is a good place to go and read what we're about to read right now. And then take them right over to the Testament of Abraham. Because you know what they're going to see, Mamir? You know what they're going to see? Him sitting under the same tree at the gate of his tent. You feel me now? Because they can see Mamir right here in their face. You hearing me? Is y'all getting me? Okay? You can take them to the beginning, the end. You can go to Jasher and tell them about the beginning of Abram's life in detail. Then you can come over here to Genesis 18 and read this, and then you can take them to the Testament of Abraham. Right? Because Jasher tells us about his birth, how he grew up, who was there when he was born, all of these different things that the Bible doesn't necessarily go into detail about. So I can go from Jasher to Genesis to the Testament of Abraham to give them a clear indicator or understanding of how Abraham's life went. No? A more in-detailed look or a more detailed look at how Abraham's life went. To know that he was thrown in the fire as well. So it wasn't just the Hebrew boys that was thrown in the fire, was it? How many stories we heard about, we knew people was getting thrown in the fire, but we didn't know that Abraham walked through there for 3 days. Or that's how his brother died. Because Haran, he got burned up. All right, here we go. It says, the Lord appeared to Abraham near the great trees of Mamre while he was sitting at the entrance to his tent in the heat of the day. It was hot. Abraham looked up and saw 3 men standing nearby. When he saw them, he hurried from the entrance of his tent to meet them and bowed low to the ground. He said, if I found favor in your eyes, my Lord, do not pass your servant by. Let a little water be brought, and then you may all wash your feet and rest under this tree. Let me get you something to eat, so that you can be refreshed and then go on your way, now that you have come to your servant. Very well, they answered. Do as you say. So Abraham hurried into the tent to Sarah. Quick, he said, get 3 seahs of the finest flour and knead it and make some bread. Some of y'all been learning how to do that. Then he ran to the herd and selected a choice tender calf and gave it to the servant, who hurried and prepared it. He then brought some curds, I like cheese curds, and milk, and the calf that had been prepared, and set these before them. While they ate, he stood near them under a tree. Where is your wife Sarah? They asked. There, in the tent, he said. Then one of them said, I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah, your wife, will have a son. Now, Sarah was ear hustling at the entrance to the tent, which was behind him. And Abraham and Sarah were already very old, and Sarah was past the age of childbearing. So Sarah laughed to herself as she thought, after I'm worn out, it's powder coming out this, and my Lord is, oh, what he about to do? He ain't busting no grapes. Will I now have this pleasure? She said, that nigga is 100. This body's shriveled up. Ain't no milk coming out of these boobies. So she laughed to herself. He need a blue pill, Dad. Don't say you wouldn't. Do not say you wouldn't. You know your grandparents. You probably would chuckle too. Hell, if somebody came and told me next year I'd be pregnant, I'd be just like Sarah. A Kiki. I'm old. Only power in the pipes. That's what he gonna do with it. Right. Thus the name Isaac. Listen, you hear me? Right. 99 and a half ain't gonna do right. She like, Dad, that boy ain't had no action in a minute. We just love each other. We just been here till we was. Oh, I forgot. This the holy book. Y'all don't look at it like what they really would have said. What did you think she laughed and said? It literally told you what she said. Ain't that? Is that not what she just said? Oh. She said, after I'm old and dried up. Right. Here we go. Funny. So, then the Lord said to Abraham, why did Sarah laugh and say, will I really have a child now that I'm old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? I will return to you at the appointed time next year, and Sarah will have a son. Sarah was afraid, so she lied and said, I did not laugh. But he said, yes, you did laugh. She said, I was not laughing. He said, you did. We heard you. God, please don't let nobody come and tell me nothing like that. It ain't even no men around, so I ain't worried about it, but you know. I don't want you to think about your G parents getting it on. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying think about how old your grandparents are. And if somebody went up to your grandmother and said, you're going to have a baby next year, and she been with your granddaddy since she was 17, and she already know they not getting no action, she going to laugh to herself. That's like if somebody walked up to your granddaddy out in the yard, he's standing by the tree, cutting the tree, and a neighbor walk up and say, God told me to tell you your wife going to get pregnant, and she didn't have her tubes tied for 40 years. And she know that they don't be doing a grown-up no more. She would probably laugh, chuckle to herself like, that is crazy. Right. You said, Mary, you know what, Nee? Come here so I can fit your arm. Come get y'all niece. She said, Mary man wasn't around either. I'm going to get you. You just, come get y'all niece. Come get her. Jace, Mary man wasn't around either. You know what? So you want auntie to be depressed. That's what you're saying? come get your niece. She said, Mary Man was not around either. That don't mean nothing. That was good. Yeah, well, yeah, but call me Sarah because I'm so about to chuckle because girl, I would cry my eyes out. I get it. You said I was thinking it, but she said it. Oh yeah, y'all won. Okay. Okay, I see what it is. They definitely won. Y'all know that they is a couple. He said, I was thinking it. She said it. Yeah, y'all won in the spirit for real. Come get y'all niece and nephew. Baby, I get in here. Y'all be like, what's wrong, Circa? I wouldn't even be able to talk. I'd probably just be just a mess. Girl, that's why I don't even let nobody, I don't want to talk to nobody or nothing because it'll be just my luck. Nope. Naughty said she was thinking it. I was thinking it and she said it. That is hilarious. You know what? I love us. But we gonna pass that buck to somebody else. Moving on. All right, here we go. Let me ask you a question. Should God consider your feelings? And should he tell you? Will he consider your feelings when he about to do what he about to do? Just something I want you to think about. Don't answer. Just think. Okay? Here we go. When the men got up to leave, they looked down towards Sodom. And Abraham walked along with them to see them on their way. Then the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham what I am about to do? Shall I hide from Abraham what I'm about to do? Abram will surely become a great and powerful nation, and all nations on earth will be blessed through him. For I have chosen him so that he will direct his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing what is right and just, so that the Lord will bring about for Abraham what he has promised in him. Now, do you think that a destruction and a site like that might not make you want to have no more kids? If you were to see millions or hundreds of thousands of people burning alive, what do you think that would do to your psyche? Gotta remember, he didn't win any city turn. It's like going to Vegas. What if, God forbid, what if fire started raining down and everybody that was in the inner city Vegas, like if you had to watch people just burning and screaming and babies and animals, everything in there burning up, would that make you want to have more kids? Would you feel some type of way against God? Like, wait a minute, because if you would do that to them, what you gonna do to me? It was 2-year-olds in Sodom, 10-year-olds, 15-year-olds, old people, young people, pregnant women, people that had disabilities. And it wasn't just one city, it was two. It's almost like, if I wonder what the population was. It wasn't little. They be trying to make it like it don't be a lot of people. It was a lot of people. They just didn't have to have as much space as we had. They lived a lot of them menial lives. I would just try to be on my P's and Q's, that part. Okay. It says Abraham, oh, we got that, we got that, we got that, we got that. Okay. It says, then the Lord said, the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great, and their sin so grievous, that I will go down and see if what they have done is as bad as the outcry that has reached me. If not, I will know. He said, I need to send somebody down there, because I keep hearing all these wails and all of these prayers and all of these groanings and moanings. Mind you, God hears our thoughts. He hears our fears. He hears the actions we intend to take. And he said, you know what? It might be getting a little foggy in the transmission from here to heaven. Let me send somebody down here to see what's up and see if this is really as bad as it is. Now, did he know that already? Of course he did. But maybe so that he doesn't feel like people can't say he's an unjust God. He sent He sent somebody down in there to investigate. Spies that he knew wasn't going to try to manipulate the outcome or try to say, oh, well, God, I mean, it's not as bad as you think. No. These three brothers was going to tell him the truth, was they not? He already knew, but he sent some people just to come back and give a report. Sin meters, come on. The men turned away and went toward Sodom, but Abraham remained standing before the Lord. Then Abraham approached him and said, will you sweep away the righteous with the wicked? What if there are 50 righteous people in the city? Will you really sweep it away and not spare the place for the sake of those 50 righteous people in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to kill the righteous with the wicked, treating the righteous and the wicked alike. Far be it from you. Will not the judge of all the earth do right? The Lord said, if I find 50 righteous people in the city of Sodom, I will spare the whole place for their sake. Then Abraham spoke up again. Now that I have been so bold as to speak to the Lord, though I am nothing but dust and ashes, what if the number of the righteous is 5 less than 50? Will you destroy the whole city for the lack of 5 people? If I find 45 there, he said, I won't destroy it. Once again he spoke to him. What if only 40 are found there? He said, for the sake of 40, I will not do it. Then he said, may the Lord not be angry, but just please can you let me speak? What if only 30 can be found there? He said, he answered, I will not do it if I find 30 there. Abraham said, now that I've been so bold as to speak to the Lord, what if only 20 can be found there? And he said, for the sake of 20, I will not destroy it. Then he said, may the Lord not be angry, but let me speak just once more. What if only 10 can be found there? And he answered, for the sake of 10, I will not destroy it. And when the Lord had finished speaking with Abraham, he left, and Abraham returned home. when judgment and destruction comes to your block or your building, when death comes to your block or your building, will God skip over your street because you the one? Oh no, there's a righteous person that lives on this street. Y'all can't tear up nothing over here. Y'all got to go to the other side. Let me tell you something. There's some people that have been in some in some major disasters, and they came back on here and said, "Circa, my house was the only house that didn't get tore up by the tornado. My house for 4 blocks over was the only one that didn't get affected by the flood. Circa, my house ain't the one that burned. Circa, my house is the only one that didn't lose this or lose that. Me and all my neighbors was cool on this side, but right on the other side of the street, right on the block behind me, right in the building over, the next door neighbor on this side, but everybody from me down. Will you be the one righteous person in the block, in the neighborhood, the guy said, ooh, I can't do this one right here because one of my babies is over here? Your righteousness can save other people from destruction. If 5 righteous people could have been found, if 10 righteous people could have been found, however many people was there, however many old, young, pregnant, on the bottle, teenagers, newly married, newly divorced, newly whatever, if just 10 people had a heart after God, he wasn't going, no matter how wicked it was. If I got 10 people in there, I know it's some hope. So my question to you is, should he tell you what's coming? And will you be the reason why some people do not see the destruction that is coming? Will you be the block that gets skipped over because you're on it? The destruction was coming, but even if it's not 1% of the 1% in there, I won't do it. If 5 people or 10 people had sought righteousness, there would have never been a Sodom and Gomorrah story. Just 10. It could have been 2 million people in them 2 cities. It could have been 100,000 in one and 800,000 in the other. And God said, I'll take 10 that's looking for me, that are willing to change and not do evil, and I'll save everybody. God is not unjust, but he knows sin spread like cancer. He said it ain't as bad as they say, it's worse. But if you can find 10 people that love God, I won't do it. If you can find 10 people that's willing to change their ways, I won't do it. But if you can't find one, pack up your stuff. He said, yes, Lord, change me so that I can worship you, be righteous enough to be saved. Come on. Do you care about the destruction of others? And will you plead for their soul and for their life? Or do you just give them over to destruction? Because you tired of talking. Moses pleaded with God for the souls of the people. He took the chance of God getting mad at him to ask him to spare other people. He said, I'm not trying to make you mad, and I know I already asked, but what if it's just 5? What if it's just 10? What if it's just 50? Like, you ever had somebody keep trying to get you to change your mind after you done already made it up and you mad? How easy is that to do? Well, now you understand why Abraham was nervous, because God was already pissed off. He had already made up in his mind what he was going to do. So to get God to change his mind 3 or 4 times and say, okay, I won't do it if you can find 10. I won't do it if you can find 30. I won't do it if you can find 45. I won't do it. He changed his mind several times and he was already mad. He said, if you can find them, I won't. Guess they didn't find them. Because we all know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. We all. There's destruction coming to this land, this whole world, and it's because people won't change their hearts. And they are becoming more and more wicked, just like in the days of Noah. More rapacious, more greedy, more abhorrent, just hate-filled, bitter. And God is like, why would I keep letting that go on? They ain't doing they're not getting better. For the little bitty remnant that is trying, it's a whole bunch of them that ain't even thinking about me. And they don't want to call on my name until there's trouble. They don't want to believe in me until it's something that is catastrophic happening, and then they call out to me. But the whole time I've been calling out to them, they was running away from me. They didn't even want to hear what I had to say. They didn't even want nobody saying my name. And now they can't keep screaming. They can't quit screaming it because tragedy has hit. Chaos. Because think about it. Most times when people got money, they ain't thinking about God. But now that money is scarce, now that they can't gorge on food, now that they can't make people that have less than them feel better, now they want to talk to God about what's going on. Now they want to not be so wasteful. Now they don't want to live extravagant lives. Now it's I need to get my life better with God and all of this. But when things in this life were sure, folks wouldn't think about God. We all done had our times. Am I wrong? Folks were saying they was gods. Now I'm wondering where all the people that call themselves gods and goddesses and the magicians, is they putting food in the stores or what? Is they about to make the pump magically enticing to us and make the price go down? Will those rocks and the saint statues that you've been praying to stop them from seeing you or coming to get you? Because all the seances, I'm wondering where they at. They not helping us in the grocery store. I will keep making posts to prepare. Better to have and not to need than need and not to have. Come on. So I'm about to go find me some food and do the rest of my work I gotta do. And I will probably get with y'all a little bit later because circus is already 5 o'clock. The time is moving so freaking fast. It's ridiculous. It's like our days is only really like 8 hours long. That's what it feels like to me. Anybody else? It feels like our days are shorter than they were in 22. You saw the moon out already? Interesting. I got up at 12. It's already 5. 11. This is crazy. The days are going by so freaking fast. It's like you get up and it's over. Anyway, I love y'all. Hopefully, we know that destruction is coming. Hopefully God will tell you so that you can pray for the people around. Can't do much because it goes by so fast. That's exactly what I am feeling right now. Man, that's exactly what I've been feeling. Like the time is moving so quickly. I don't feel like I have enough time to do things. But I'm happy God had us sitting and doing stuff. Well, it was moving slow. Because we wasn't going to have enough time to do it now. The moment you open your eyes, it's time to close them again. I'm trying to tell you because I feel like going to make me something to eat and get back in the bed. It's about to be 8 o'clock. Probably, whatever. Whatever. I love y'all. I might see y'all later. I don't know. We'll see. If not, chill out, color, do some things that make you happy. Start your garden. I got to start my little seedlings and stuff. And so then I got to find my farmer's almanac. Like, I know I have one, but where it is, like, I have not seen it. I do not know what I did with it. I don't know where I put it. I don't know what bookshelf it's on. So I got to go looking for that. Am I on TikTok? Nope. Jesus is knocking on the doors of their hearts. I pray they hear before it's too late. Yeah. Love you too, pumpkin. No, I'm not on TikTok. You didn't see how my videos ain't over there no more? We evacuated that place. We still got a few things over there, but not on our stuff. It's some stuff that, don't really belong to us. So, I love y'all. I'll see y'all later.